Okay, so you're on your way to work. You hop in the car, turn the key, and reach for your phone. What music app do you use? Maybe you have Apple Music or Spotify. Maybe you still use an internet radio like Pandora. Some of us even use SoundCloud. They wouldn't still have a paid subscription if somebody wasn't paying for it. Some people have multiple music apps, but I think it's safe to say most of us use just one. And it makes sense, that's your music app. You're building your library on that. And any other app is probably going to require you to build that library over again. When you use one music app, you probably expect that to stick around for a while. And that's true for most of us except for one big group. Because Google is about to kill Google Play Music and replace it entirely with YouTube Music. My name is Cole, and usually I'm goofing off or doing something silly on this channel, but today we're going to sit down and analyze the big shoes that YouTube Music has yet to fill, and the broader kamikaze of Google's music business altogether. This is Brand Suicide. We're back, baby. So, to begin, we have to understand Google's music apps. And in the beginning, there was just one, Google Play Music. Let's take a trip back to 2011. To compete with Apple and its iTunes music service, Google decided that Android should have its own first-party music player. And that's when it created Play Music. And it had all the bases checked. It had a music store, streaming service where you could access all the music for one price, offline downloading, you could listen to podcasts, you could even upload your own music from your computer to your Google Play Music library to listen anywhere. And what was really cool is when YouTube Red came out, you could pay for YouTube Red and you would get Google Play Music with it. Then, in November of 2015, YouTube launched its own music service to coincide with YouTube Red. Enter YouTube Music, which blindsided everybody. A lot of music and music videos live on YouTube, and at the time Google had paid the music industry like $3 billion for licensing stuff. So it would be stupid from a business standpoint to not use their pre-existing music library and recommendation power to cash in. So what makes YouTube Music different from Play Music? Well, first of all, the app supports music videos and music in the same player, which is actually really cool. If you're listening to a song and you want to switch over to the music video, all you have to do is flip a switch and it hops over immediately. Second, saving music is based upon liking it. Basically, if you like a song, you like it, and it adds it to your library. Third, the discovery system is a lot like YouTube's. You have your standard search, you've got a home page with recommendations, and a trending page. You subscribe to artists instead of following them. And for a while, these two apps existed in harmony, until the Great Consolidation. Now, if you've ever heard of the Google graveyard, you know that Google kills a lot of stuff, and 2019 was a big year for killing products. Notable products that were discontinued or announced to go away this year consist of the Chromecast audio, YouTube annotations, that weird notification widget, Google Allo, the URL shortener, Google+, Inbox by Gmail, that one pissed me off, YouTube Gaming, the Pixel Slate, Google Jump, Google Trips, Google Hangouts, Hangouts on Air, and a good number of those things were consolidations. For example, Google Hangouts was Google's standalone messaging app. You could message online, you could do SMS, you could even do voice and video calls. Then a few years ago, Google released Allo and Duo. Allo was an internet chat app, Duo was a voice and video calling app, and then they released Google Messages to handle SMS, and then they released Google Hangouts Chat and Hangouts Meet for enterprise customers. So what? Look at all these chat apps. It's just too many of them. They killed Allo, they're retiring Google Hangouts, the Chromecast audio was basically replaced by Google Home, Endcards replaced annotations on YouTube, and they let Inbox for Gmail go. Shame on you, Google. But you see the pattern here, right? Now look over at Google Play and YouTube Music. You've got two music apps that are supposed to do virtually the same thing, that you're paying the same amount for. I mean, it's inevitable that one's going to come out on top. And that happened. Around April, Google announced that it would slowly be retiring Google Play Music, hopefully by the end of 2019, which would be fine if YouTube Music didn't totally suck. When YouTube Music originally came out, I actually started making a video on how bad it was. And I even left an App Store review that I recently found for it in March of 2016. Awful. I think this might be the most awful music app I have ever used. Makes no sense half the time to navigate. Can't remove songs from your liked section. Heck, doesn't even have a repeat or shuffle option. I love you, YouTube, and Red as a whole, but this app experience is just miserable. Now, I never finished the video. Instead, I decided to set it aside and give it a little bit of time, since it was a new service. Funny enough, 3 years later, I'm looking over my notes now, and a lot of my big complaints still hold up. First of all, this app is built completely off of YouTube. This means that your liked videos are in the same tier as your liked music. your playlists, your recommendations, your mixes, everything. If I log into the Perrine side of my YouTube Music account, it's a complete mess. Look at this. Chances are if a video has music in it and you like that video, you're gonna see it in your YouTube Music library. I have to use my second brand account, Kolek, to listen, and then Perrine to watch and like YouTube videos. It's clunky, and if you don't have a separate account, then have fun, I guess. Also, being built on YouTube, the app has a very bizarre selection. Like, sometimes it's a good hit. You look for a song, you find it up front. Sometimes you'll search for the song, and you'll find it, and then below it there'll be these weird re-uploads and lyric videos and 10-hour uploads. And there's little weird things that add up too. So let's say you're listening to an album and you really like it. So you say, hey, I want to save this album. There is a little save album button, which I'm pretty sure they ripped from Google Play Music, but if you click that, it will save the album into your albums section, but not the music. It only saves that album. If you want to save the music, you're gonna have to go through and like every single song. Like, it's such a weird little inconsistency. You should just be able to like the album and have it save all the songs. That's the whole point. You also can't download your entire library either. It has this thing called the offline mixtape, where it tells you what songs it thinks you should download and lets you download up to 100, which is a cool feature, admittedly. I kind of like that idea, but that should not come as a replacement to just offline storing of music. And it also just seems like another case of YouTube trying to tell you what you want. And finally, navigating your library is a nightmare. You cannot search within your library, and there's no scroll bar. So if you've got 10,000 songs in your library, have fun just swiping forever, basically. Now, credit where it's due, when it came out, it didn't have support for albums or playlists or any of that. Your library was just your liked songs. But mind you, they were charging the same price back then, and this is also 4 years down the road. Despite a relaunch last summer that changed basically nothing.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys what the relaunch changed. Are you ready for this? There it is. They changed trending in a hot list.
It's still a barely functioning music service missing a ton of important basics. How long is it going to take for them to add the rest of the stuff that this app should have before Google Play Music goes away in a few months? Check out this review from our boy John last month that pretty much says it all. After a year since its relaunch, it's gained nearly no new functionality. Many of the things that were promised by 2019 are still not there. No matter if it's my mixtape or a station started from an artist, album, playlist, or song, it repeats the same songs over and over. YouTube Music team, do you read all these negative reviews? They all pretty much say the same thing. The keys to the castle aren't hidden. They're right in front of your face. Please listen to your customers. One of these biggest features he's mentioning was the ability to upload our own music to YouTube Music, the same way you can with Google Play. That was promised as far back as May of last year, 2018, and it's still not here. YouTube also claimed back in 2018 that you'd be able to migrate your entire library from Play Music to YouTube Music, and we haven't heard anything since then. This app has been out for 4 years. Is your Play Music gonna just replace your YouTube Music? Is it gonna mix in there? What happens to duplicates? Is it gonna be optional or automatic? How do I do this? I don't know. And Google Play Music already got its first death sentence. They shut down the Artist Hub back in July. You cannot upload new music to the service. And it no longer comes pre-installed on Android phones. Now, YouTube Music does. They're already killing off Play Music, and they've barely made a step to replace the features that it currently has. The main point I want to make here is that Google is so obsessed with YouTube and hitting the mainstream that its music business is suffering because of that. Where you once had an easy and complete simple solution, you've now got this weird jumble of options, and you've got like, who do I pick situation? Do I pick the unfinished one, or do I pick the one that's going away? Neither of those sound like something you'd want to choose, right? Would it really be so hard to just integrate the YouTube features and recommendations and music library into Play Music? I mean, dude, just add all the features, give it a fresh coat of paint, and rename the app. What's the biggest difference between YouTube Music and Play? The progress that YouTube Music has made as a service in 4 years is still behind that of Play Music after not being updated for the same amount of time. That's not a good thing. But I get it. Oh, YouTube is hip. Everyone's using YouTube. We gotta use YouTube Music and YouTube News, and everything's gotta be on YouTube. And what sucks is not the fact that Google is pushing YouTube Music, it's the fact that Play Music is suffering at those same hands. I know plenty of family members that don't keep up with tech trends or follow that stuff, that use Google Play Music, and it's gonna be really surprising them one day when it's just gone. I mean, I've had to dig for the information I have here. Imagine how they feel. I think Google had two opportunities to either clean up YouTube Music and finish it before they sentenced Play Music to death, or roll YouTube Music's features into Play Music and combine them as a service. Both of which it's too late for now. Unlink your likes from the main YouTube product, clean up the app and pay attention to detail, and let us upload our own music files to it. Until then, YouTube Music just feels more like a filter for YouTube than a real competitor in the music industry. Now, some good news. If you are a Google Play Music subscriber and you want to start moving your music but you don't know how, I've partnered with a website called Soundees to help you with just that. Soundees basically helps you transfer your music, playlist, and other data between music services. Now, the best way to explain it is to show you. So, I recently just moved over to iPhone after being a longtime Pixel user. So, I want to try out Apple Music. I get a 1-month subscription, I might as well. But I have a lot of music on Spotify and I want to move it over. So let me show you how that works.
Okay, so I am here in Soundees. I have my Spotify and my Apple Music accounts connected. Okay, so say I want to grab my Sleep playlist and convert it to Apple Music. There we go. So we're going to name it Sleep. We're going to call it LOL. I'm going to save that, confirm the track list, and I want to drop it into my Apple Music. All right, sweet. We got most of them in there. Let's see what errors. Okay, so I mean, these are songs that I uploaded myself to Spotify, so that's cool. All right, so now if we go into my Apple Music, boom, there it is. My Sleep playlist is in my library, and I can copy all the rest of my stuff over too, which I probably will.
So for most of these features, it's going to require a premium subscription, which is about $4.50 a month. But luckily for you, Soundees gave me a discount code. So all you got to do is enter Brand Suicide, one word, into the discount box, and you'll get 15% off of a subscription. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other content. I mostly do a lot of comedy on here, but every once in a while I like to sit down and talk a bit of tech, which is this. So if this is your thing, check out my playlist of all the other videos I've done. And last but not least, my friend is going to be working on his second short film this November. I helped him work on the first one as an editor, and I'll be editing this one as well. The point is, his budget is about $3,000, and he has started a Kickstarter. If you want to support it and help it out, check out his Kickstarter link in the description. For those who care, I'll do my best to get you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe I'll find a use for YouTube stories. I don't know. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Eyes on my back, I'm set to attack.